They told you it's just part of getting older. But what if your softening erections have nothing to do with your age and everything to do with what's missing from your diet? Here's the truth. Your body isn't broken. It still wants to function. You just need to feed it the right fuel. And what if I told you that 5 simple nuts, yes, the kind sitting quietly on a grocery store shelf, could change everything? You don't need another pill. You need the nutrients that help restore blood flow balance hormones and unlock the kind of vitality you haven't felt in years. In this video, we'll walk through 5 powerful nuts that can make a real difference. And make sure to stay with me until the end, because the last one on the list, it's not just effective, it works while you sleep. So if you're ready to stop feeling ashamed, disconnected, or less of a man, and start reclaiming the strength and desire you thought were gone, then you're in the right place. Let's begin this journey together, one handful at a time. Brazil nuts, they're not flashy. They don't come in bright colors. They're not trendy like almonds or sexy like pistachios. But inside this humble little nut is one of the most powerful natural testosterone boosters on the planet. And hardly any man over 60 is eating them. Let me explain. Brazil nuts are nature's richest source of selenium, a trace mineral your body desperately needs to function at its best, especially as you age. Most men don't realize this, but low selenium levels are directly linked to reduced testosterone, poor sperm quality, fatigue, brain fog, and, yes, diminished sexual performance. Now here's where it gets interesting. Just 1 or 2 Brazil nuts a day can deliver your entire daily requirement of selenium. That's right, you don't need a bottle of supplements. You just need a small, consistent intake of this one natural food. So what does selenium actually do in your body? Well, it supports the function of the thyroid, the engine of your metabolism. When your thyroid is sluggish, everything slows down: your energy, your mood, your libido. But when it's well supported, your metabolism fires up, your hormones come back into balance, and you feel more like yourself again. Selenium is also a powerful antioxidant. It helps reduce oxidative stress. That's the cellular damage caused by aging, poor diet, and environmental toxins. This kind of stress doesn't just make you feel older, it literally ages you from the inside out. Now, here's the kicker. In men, selenium has been shown to directly support testosterone production. And testosterone, as you probably know, is the master hormone when it comes to vitality, strength, and performance. Not just in the bedroom, but in every area of your life. I've had patients come to me with chronic fatigue, brain fog, and loss of interest in intimacy. And I'll ask, "Are you eating Brazil nuts?" They laugh, but I'm not joking. After just 30 days of including 1 or 2 Brazil nuts in their daily routine, many of them come back and say the same thing. "I feel awake again. My mind is sharper." And something's happening down there too. Now, a quick word of caution. Brazil nuts are powerful, but that means more is not better. In fact, eating too many can actually give you too much selenium, which may lead to nausea, hair loss, or brittle nails. So don't go overboard. 1 or 2 a day. That's it. I like to tell my patients, treat it like a supplement, not a snack. And one more tip, eat them whole and raw, not salted or roasted. Heat can destroy some of the delicate nutrients you're trying to absorb. So what's the takeaway? If you're over 60 and struggling with energy, mental clarity, or intimacy, don't reach for another cup of coffee or another prescription pill. Reach for a Brazil nut, because sometimes the biggest changes in your health come from the smallest habits done consistently. If you're a man over 60 struggling with weak erections, poor stamina, or just not feeling like yourself anymore, you need to hear this, because the answer might be hiding in a small, crunchy nut sitting quietly in your pantry, the almond. That's right. Almonds are more than just a healthy snack. They're a circulation-boosting powerhouse, and that means they directly support stronger, longer-lasting erections. Let me explain why. For any man, but especially men in their 60s and beyond, erectile performance comes down to one thing: blood flow. And over time, as blood vessels begin to narrow and stiffen due to age, poor diet, or lack of exercise, that flow slows down. When that happens, your performance in the bedroom suffers. Not because you're not interested, but because your body simply isn't responding the way it used to. That's where almonds come in. Almonds are packed with two key nutrients that help restore circulation from the inside out: L-arginine and vitamin E. L-arginine is an amino acid, a building block of protein that helps produce nitric oxide in the body. Nitric oxide is the compound that relaxes blood vessels, allowing them to expand and carry more blood where it's needed, including down there. In fact, nitric oxide is the exact same mechanism used by many prescription erectile dysfunction medications, except almonds do it naturally with zero side effects. Now let's talk about vitamin E. Most people know vitamin E as an antioxidant, but for men over 60, it plays a far more important role. Vitamin E helps protect the lining of your arteries, keeping them flexible and resilient, which means blood can move more freely throughout your body. And here's a little-known fact. Studies have shown that men with higher levels of vitamin E in their blood have significantly better vascular health and sexual function. But the benefits of almonds don't stop there. They're also high in magnesium, another essential mineral that supports heart health, reduces blood pressure, and helps regulate testosterone levels. Low magnesium is often linked to fatigue, stress, and poor libido, but just a handful of almonds a day can help restore this vital nutrient. Now you might be wondering, how many almonds should I eat? The sweet spot seems to be about 10 to 15 almonds per day. That's enough to give your body the nutrients it needs without going overboard on calories. And make sure they're raw and unsalted. Roasted almonds lose some of their nutritional power, and the extra sodium can work against your circulation goals. So how do you incorporate them? Easy: add them to your morning oatmeal, blend them into a smoothie, or just keep a small jar by your desk or nightstand as a daily ritual. The key is consistency, because the benefits of almonds build up over time, gently restoring what aging has quietly taken away. One of my patients, a 68-year-old man named Robert, came to me feeling frustrated and defeated. He said, "Doctor, my drive is still there, but nothing's working." I looked at his lifestyle, saw the signs of vascular aging, and told him to add almonds to his daily diet. 30 days later, he sent me a message. 2 words: "Thank you." Look, almonds are not magic. They won't turn back time overnight. But they can help restore a vital part of who you are: your confidence, your connection, your ability to fully enjoy the life you've built. Don't wait until it's too late to make small, smart changes. Your health, your vitality, and your intimacy deserve that attention. Most people see pistachios as a fun snack, something you might munch on while watching TV or hanging out with friends. But for men over 60, this little green nut could quietly become your new best friend, especially when it comes to your blood pressure, your bedroom life, and your overall vitality. Let's be real for a second. As we age, our circulation gets slower, our blood pressure creeps up. And let's not dance around it, our performance in the bedroom doesn't quite feel like it used to. But here's the good news. Pistachios are packed with nutrients that target exactly those issues. First, blood pressure. High blood pressure is one of the most silent and dangerous threats to men in their 60s and beyond. It doesn't just affect your heart. It affects your brain, your kidneys, your stamina, and your sexual health. And here's the thing, even a slight improvement in blood pressure can make a big difference. That's where pistachios come in. Research shows that eating pistachios every day, even just a small handful, can significantly lower both systolic and diastolic blood pressure. How? Because they're rich in potassium, magnesium, and healthy fats that support artery health, reduce inflammation, and help your blood vessels relax. Potassium is key here. It helps flush out excess sodium from your body, which is one of the main culprits behind high blood pressure. Magnesium works alongside it, calming your blood vessels and reducing stiffness so your heart doesn't have to work as hard. Now let's talk about what happens behind closed doors. Pistachios don't just help your heart. They support stronger, more reliable erections. In one clinical study, men who ate pistachios daily for just 3 weeks saw noticeable improvements in their erectile function. And the reason is simple. Better blood flow means better performance. You don't need a pill. You need better circulation. And pistachios deliver it naturally without side effects. But there's something else they do, and this is important. Pistachios are one of the highest plant-based sources of an amino acid called arginine. Arginine plays a key role in the production of nitric oxide, the same compound that relaxes blood vessels and helps blood move efficiently throughout your body. And just like with almonds, nitric oxide is the mechanism behind many popular ED medications, only this time it's happening through your diet, not your medicine cabinet. Pistachios are also packed with antioxidants, compounds that fight free radicals and protect your blood vessels from damage. And when your blood vessels are healthy, everything else works better. Your energy, your memory, your strength, and yes, your intimacy. Let's talk about how much you need. Most studies show that eating about 1.5 ounces of pistachios per day, that's roughly 49 kernels, is enough to see real benefits. But even if you don't count them, just adding a small serving to your routine each day can help. And the best part, pistachios are delicious. You can enjoy them as a snack, sprinkle them on salads, mix them into yogurt, or even blend them into a smoothie. Just make sure you're choosing the unsalted kind because added sodium can cancel out the blood pressure benefits. Here's a story I'll never forget. A retired firefighter named Steve came to me after being put on blood pressure meds that made him feel sluggish and flat. He said, "Doc, I'm not myself anymore. I want to feel alive again." I asked him to start walking 20 minutes a day, cut back on processed foods, and eat a handful of pistachios every afternoon. After 6 weeks, his blood pressure dropped. His mood lifted. And his wife told me he's back. You see, when you give your body what it needs, not with harsh prescriptions, but with real food, you create lasting change. So if you're in your 60s or 70s, and you want to feel stronger, more in control, and more connected in your relationships, don't overlook the power of this green little nut. One handful a day could mean the difference between frustration and fulfillment, between decline and renewal, between living and truly living. They look like tiny brains, and that's no coincidence. Walnuts may be one of the most powerful brain-boosting foods on the planet, especially for those of us over 60 when memory lapses become more frequent, focus starts to fade, and you find yourself walking into a room, only to forget why. But here's the good news. Research shows that walnuts don't just support brain health, they may actively protect it. They've been linked to slower cognitive decline, improved memory, and even a lower risk of Alzheimer's disease. Let that sink in for a moment. One small handful of this humble nut may actually help preserve your mind, your clarity, your independence for years to come. So what makes walnuts so special? For starters, they're rich in alpha-linolenic acid, or ALA, a plant-based omega-3 fatty acid. Omega-3s are critical for brain function. They reduce inflammation, support the structure of brain cells, and help neurotransmitters fire more effectively. And while fish like salmon are often praised for omega-3s, walnuts are one of the very few plant sources that deliver it in meaningful amounts. And that matters, because chronic inflammation in the brain is believed to be one of the root causes of memory loss and neurodegenerative diseases. By reducing that inflammation, walnuts act like a cooling balm for your brain. But that's not all. Walnuts are also loaded with antioxidants, including polyphenols, that are specifically shown to reduce oxidative stress in brain tissue. This means they help neutralize harmful free radicals that damage neurons over time. In one major study published in the Journal of Nutrition, Health, and Aging, researchers found that older adults who consumed walnuts regularly performed significantly better on cognitive tests, especially in areas like memory concentration and processing speed. Even more impressive, some of the benefits were seen in people who only ate walnuts once or twice a week. Now imagine what could happen if you added them daily. Beyond their brain-boosting power, walnuts also support cardiovascular health. And this is important because what's good for your heart is good for your brain. Your brain relies on steady, strong blood flow to deliver oxygen and nutrients. And walnuts help keep those blood vessels flexible and clear. But there's a surprising benefit many people don't know. Walnuts may also support mood and emotional resilience. Studies have linked walnut consumption to lower rates of depression and anxiety in older adults. It's believed to be tied to the healthy fats and micronutrients like magnesium, zinc, and vitamin B6, all of which play roles in neurotransmitter balance. So if you've been feeling foggy, forgetful, or even emotionally off lately, it might be time to reach for a handful of walnuts. Now, how much should you eat? Experts suggest around 1 to 1.5 ounces per day, roughly 7 whole walnuts. That's it. No fancy recipes required. You can eat them raw, toss them into oatmeal or yogurt, mix into a salad, or grind them into a smoothie. Just avoid heavily salted or sugar-coated varieties. You want all the benefits without the baggage. Here's a real-life story. A retired teacher named Linda told me that after she turned 70, she started forgetting names. Simple words would escape her. And she was scared because her mother had suffered from dementia. She didn't want to go down the same path. So she made one small change: walnuts every morning with her breakfast. After 6 weeks, she felt sharper. She was finishing crossword puzzles again. Her confidence came back, and she told me, "I feel like myself again." Now, of course, walnuts aren't a cure-all. They won't erase all signs of aging. But they are a powerful tool, a daily habit that works with your body to protect the most precious thing you have: your mind. So if you want to stay sharp, focused, independent, if you want to enjoy every moment, every conversation, every memory, don't overlook the walnut. It may be nature's most delicious form of brain insurance. They may seem harmless. You've probably had them your entire life. A handful while watching TV, a spoonful of peanut butter on toast, maybe even a protein bar or trail mix labeled heart healthy. But what if I told you that peanuts might be quietly sabotaging your health, especially after the age of 60? Yes, you heard that right. And it's not fear-mongering. This is based on real science, real patterns, and real consequences that far too many seniors are unaware of. Let's break it down. First, peanuts aren't actually nuts. They're legumes in the same family as beans and lentils. And while that might sound like a minor detail, it comes with major differences in how they affect your body. For one, peanuts are particularly high in omega-6 fatty acids. Now, don't get me wrong, we need some omega-6 in our diet. But when the balance between omega-6 and omega-3 gets too far out of sync, that's when inflammation creeps in. And chronic inflammation has been linked to nearly every major disease of aging: heart disease, arthritis, diabetes, even cognitive decline. Unfortunately, peanuts can tip that balance in the wrong direction, flooding your system with omega-6 while offering virtually no omega-3 to counteract it. But that's not the only issue. Peanuts are also one of the most common sources of something called aflatoxins. These are toxic compounds produced by a type of mold that grows on peanuts during storage. And here's the unsettling part: aflatoxins are known carcinogens. They've been linked to liver damage, immune suppression, and even increased cancer risk. Now, food safety agencies regulate aflatoxin levels in commercial products, sure, but no system is perfect. And older adults, especially those with weakened liver or kidney function, may be more sensitive to even small exposures. Another concern: peanut allergies. Even if you're not allergic, peanuts are still among the top food intolerances that can trigger low-grade reactions in some people. Things like bloating skin, irritation, joint pain, or brain fog symptoms you might brush off as normal aging, but could actually be your body pushing back. And let's not forget how peanuts are usually consumed: rarely raw and natural. More often, they're roasted in oils like soybean or cottonseed, which are highly processed and inflammatory in their own right. Add in the extra salt sugar or hydrogenated fats found in many peanut butters and snacks, and you've got a recipe for metabolic trouble. So you may be wondering, should I eliminate peanuts entirely? Well, not necessarily, but you should become highly selective. If you love peanuts and don't experience any noticeable issues, look for organic dry roasted versions with no added oils or sugars. And eat them in moderation, not every day, and not in large handfuls. But if you've noticed issues with digestion inflammation or even brain fog, it may be worth eliminating peanuts for a few weeks and observing how your body responds. There are plenty of healthier alternatives. Almonds offer circulation benefits. Walnuts boost brain health. Pistachios support blood pressure. And Brazil nuts help balance hormones and improve male vitality. All of these give your body more, not less. Here's the bottom line: peanuts may seem innocent, but for those of us over 60, they could be quietly accelerating inflammation, metabolic stress, and even cognitive decline, all while hiding behind a healthy reputation. So it's time to stop eating blindly. Start tuning in to your body and give yourself permission to choose the foods that truly support your energy, clarity, and longevity. Remember, small changes lead to big transformation, and choosing the right snacks is a great place to begin. They taste delicious. They're creamy rich and seem to melt in your mouth. You see them in trail mix, fancy desserts, even vegan cheese substitutes. And most people think cashews are a smart snack, especially after 60. But what if I told you this popular healthy nut might actually be doing more harm than good for older adults? Let's take a closer look. Cashews are technically seeds, not true nuts. They grow at the bottom of a fruit called the cashew apple. And before they even reach your kitchen, they go through intense processing because raw cashews are toxic. Yes, toxic. You see, cashew shells contain a substance called urushiol, the same compound found in poison ivy. That's why raw cashews sold in stores are usually steamed or roasted to remove any lingering toxins. But here's the issue: that processing doesn't just remove danger, it also strips away nutrients. So while they look wholesome, cashews often provide fewer health benefits compared to other nuts. Now let's talk about what's inside them. Cashews are high in oxalates, naturally occurring compounds, that in excess can contribute to kidney stones. This is especially concerning for older adults who may already have declining kidney function. If you've ever had a kidney stone, you know how painful it can be. And if you haven't, trust me, it's not something you want to experience at 70. Cashews are also rich in certain fermentable carbohydrates called FODMAPs. These can be difficult to digest for people with sensitive guts. If you struggle with bloating gas or IBS-like symptoms, cashews might be making things worse without you even realizing it. But perhaps the most important issue is the fat profile. Unlike walnuts or flax seeds, cashews don't contain much omega-3. And while they do offer healthy monounsaturated fats, they're still relatively high in omega-6. As we've discussed before, when that omega-6 to omega-3 ratio gets too high, it can trigger inflammation. And chronic inflammation. That's the root of many problems we face in aging, joint stiffness, memory loss, heart issues, even fatigue. So what's the verdict? Should you toss out every cashew in your pantry? Not necessarily. But you should definitely think twice before grabbing a handful every day, especially if you're over 60. If you already have kidney concerns, gut issues, or signs of inflammation, reducing or avoiding cashews could bring real relief. Now let's talk about what to eat instead. If you're looking for that same creamy texture, try macadamia nuts in moderation. They're low in omega-6, easier on the kidneys, and have a rich, satisfying taste. If you want brain benefits, walnuts are your go-to. They're packed with ALA, a plant-based form of omega-3 that helps protect your memory and focus. Need better circulation or energy? Almonds and pistachios deliver a solid punch without the digestive side effects of cashews. And for hormonal health, especially for men, Brazil nuts are unmatched. Just 1 or 2 a day can give you all the selenium you need to support testosterone and protect the prostate. Here's the takeaway. Just because something is labeled heart healthy doesn't mean it's right for your body, especially in your later years. Cashews may be fine in small amounts once in a while, but if they're a staple in your diet, they could be quietly causing kidney stress, gut problems, and hidden inflammation. Now's the perfect time to reflect. How do certain foods make you feel? Are there snacks you've trusted for years that might actually be dragging your energy down? Food is more than just fuel. It's a powerful form of medicine, or a slow-acting toxin, depending on what you choose. Make choices that respect your body. Make choices that support your future. Up next, they seem harmless. Tiny, smooth, buttery, tucked into salads, pastas, even your favorite pesto. But what if I told you these little pine nuts might be silently sabotaging your metabolism after age 60? Let's break it down. First off, pine nuts are not technically nuts. They're the edible seeds of pine trees. And while they do contain some nutrients, they come with surprising risks, especially as we get older. One of the most bizarre and troubling side effects is something called pine mouth. Ever heard of it? It's a condition where after eating pine nuts, you suddenly develop a metallic, bitter taste in your mouth that won't go away. Not for hours, not for days, but sometimes up to 2 whole weeks. And here's the kicker, it doesn't happen immediately. You eat pine nuts one day, and 2 days later your taste buds betray you. Everything tastes off. Coffee, fruit, even water. And no one knows exactly why it happens, or who's most at risk. But that's just the beginning. Let's talk metabolism, and why pine nuts may be tricking your body in more ways than one. Pine nuts are calorie-dense. Just one small handful can pack over 200 calories. Now, for younger people with fast metabolisms, that's manageable. But after 60, your resting metabolic rate slows. You burn fewer calories throughout the day, even when you're active. That means calorie-dense foods like pine nuts can easily lead to weight gain if you're not careful, especially when they sneak into your meals without you realizing how many you're eating. But it's not just about the calories. Pine nuts are rich in omega-6 fatty acids. Now, don't get me wrong, your body needs omega-6, but it needs it in balance with omega-3s. And for most Americans, especially those over 60, that balance is already way off. Too much omega-6 promotes inflammation. That's the hidden driver behind many of the conditions we associate with aging arthritis, high blood pressure, brain fog, and even insulin resistance. And when you throw more omega-6 into the mix from sources like pine nuts, your body tips further into an inflammatory state. And here's another layer you might not expect. Because pine nuts are relatively low in fiber and high in fat, they don't do much to stabilize blood sugar. In fact, in some sensitive individuals, they can actually contribute to blood sugar spikes, followed by crashes that leave you tired, foggy, and craving more food. It's a vicious cycle, one that slowly chips away at your energy, your waistline, and your ability to think clearly. Now, I'm not saying pine nuts are poison. They do contain some vitamin E, magnesium, and even a bit of protein. But when you zoom out and look at the full picture, especially for older adults trying to protect metabolism, balance hormones, and avoid unwanted weight gain, there are better options out there. So what should you eat instead? If you want something creamy and satisfying without the metabolic crash, reach for almonds. They're lower in omega-6, high in fiber, and proven to support blood sugar control. If you want brain benefits, walnuts are a better choice. They're packed with anti-inflammatory compounds that can help preserve memory and focus. If you're craving something savory to sprinkle on a salad, try pumpkin seeds. They're rich in zinc, great for immune health and hormone balance, and they won't leave a strange aftertaste. And here's something important to remember. Your metabolism isn't doomed just because you're getting older. It's malleable. It responds to what you eat, how you move, and the choices you make every day. Even tiny adjustments, like skipping pine nuts and choosing smarter snacks, can add up to real lasting change. So next time you see a fancy salad with pine nuts on top, take a moment to think. Is it really worth the risk of inflammation, blood sugar, instability, and metabolic slowdown? Your body is wiser now. It deserves better fuel food that nourishes you, not confuses you. They're rich, they're buttery, and they're often labeled as one of the fattiest nuts on earth. Yes, we're talking about macadamia nuts. Now, if you've been following along, you already know that some nuts, like peanuts or cashews, can quietly wreak havoc on your health after 60. But what if I told you macadamia nuts might actually be the exception? Let's unpack that. At first glance, macadamias seem like a terrible choice. They're high in calories, loaded with fat, and let's be honest, not exactly cheap. But don't let those surface details fool you. Because when it comes to supporting healthy aging, this exotic nut holds some surprising benefits that most people completely overlook. First, let's talk fat. Unlike many other nuts, macadamias are extremely high in monounsaturated fats, especially oleic acid, the same heart-healthy fat found in olive oil. This type of fat has been shown to lower LDL cholesterol, reduce inflammation, and support overall cardiovascular function. And for seniors, that's critical, because as we age, protecting the heart becomes mission number one. But macadamias go even further. They're low in omega-6 fatty acids, which helps restore the proper balance between omega-6 and omega-3 in your diet. This balance is essential for reducing chronic inflammation, which has been linked to arthritis, cognitive decline, metabolic syndrome, and more. So while cashews and pine nuts might be tipping your inflammation scale in the wrong direction, macadamias are quietly bringing things back into harmony. And it gets even better. Macadamia nuts are low in carbohydrates, which makes them a great choice for seniors watching their blood sugar. They have a minimal impact on insulin and glucose levels, helping you avoid the dreaded sugar crash that can leave you tired and foggy-headed. And thanks to their rich fat content, they provide long-lasting satiety, meaning you stay full satisfied and less likely to reach for processed snacks later. Now let's address the elephant in the room: calories. Yes, macadamias are calorie-dense. But here's the key. When eaten mindfully in small portions, they can actually support weight management. Because they're so satisfying, you don't need much to feel full. A handful, just 6 or 7 nuts, is often enough to quiet your hunger and deliver a steady stream of energy without blood sugar spikes. And there's more to this story. Macadamia nuts also contain powerful antioxidants like tocotrienols, a form of vitamin E with neuroprotective benefits. In other words, they may help support brain health and memory, 2 things that become more precious as we grow older. They're also a source of magnesium, manganese, and thiamine nutrients that play a role in muscle function, energy metabolism, and nerve health. So what's the catch? Well, as with any food, quality matters. Choose raw or dry roasted macadamia nuts without added oils, salt, or sugar. And remember, moderation is everything. This isn't about eating a whole jar in one sitting. It's about adding a small, thoughtful serving into your daily routine. Try sprinkling a few over your morning oatmeal. Toss some into a spinach salad with avocado and lemon juice. Or just enjoy them as a simple midday snack, one that satisfies without guilt or regret. Because here's the bottom line. After 60, your body becomes more sensitive to sugar, to inflammation, to poor nutrition. But it also becomes more responsive to foods that nourish, energize, and restore. Macadamia nuts, when chosen carefully and enjoyed in the right way, might just be one of those rare foods that work with your body, not against it. So if you've been avoiding them because of their fat content or price tag, maybe it's time to rethink that. Your heart, your brain, and your metabolism will thank you. So now you know the truth. Not all nuts are created equal. Some can quietly drain your energy, cloud your mind, and sabotage your health after 60, while others can rebuild your strength, sharpen your focus, and even restore vitality you thought was lost forever. But here's the most important part. This knowledge only works if you use it. So I invite you to take the next step. Start by looking at what's in your pantry. Swap out the nuts that hurt you for the ones that heal you. And if you've already made the switch, share your experience in the comments below. Tell us what's worked for you, what changes you've felt, and what foods make you feel truly alive, because your story might inspire someone else to take back control of their health, too. And if you found this information helpful, if it opened your eyes or gave you something to think about, don't keep it to yourself. Hit that subscribe button now so you never miss another life-changing tip. We're building a community here, a space for people over 60 who believe that getting older doesn't mean giving up. It means getting smarter, stronger, and more intentional about how we live. So go ahead, leave a comment, share your thoughts, and subscribe. Your best years are still ahead, and we're here to walk that journey with you.